Good evening. I'm going to call the August 9th, 2022 agenda meeting to order. Okay, I am present and Councilmember Jessica Brennan is present. Councilmember John De La Rada, Councilmember Bill McPartlin, Councilmember Jason Moskowitz, Town Attorney Elena Finnan, Eric Amberger, Elizabeth Greenwood, Chief Koshin, Michelle Martinelli, Lori Peretti, Laura Robertson, Ray Smith, Dan Bolke, Seth Goldstein, Janet Wynn are all present. Okay, before moving on, we wish to respectfully acknowledge that Niskayuna is on the traditional lands of the Kanakahaka and the Mohikanak peoples, past and present, and we honor with great gratitude the land itself and the peoples who have stewarded this land throughout generations. Moving on to our business, we'll start with Public Works.
Number one is a tentative resolution appointing an equipment operator. So we have, as I spoke in Public Works Committee, we posted the civil service job. It's currently posted throughout this week. We'll take the applicants from within the highway department, pick the most qualified, and we have to do interviews in that next week, depending on how many we get. And I'll hopefully have a recommendation for you for the town board meeting. Number two is a resolution authorizing the sale of surplus equipment. So I gave a list at Public Works of some items that we're looking to surplus to help ease the burden on some of the things that we're buying. So there's a number of items there I've talked about, to help backfill some of the overages that we incurred this year to purchase the equipment. So hopefully it's beneficial to everybody. Any questions?
Well, it's a good time to sell things if we're not using them and we have valuable surplus stuff.
We've been auctioning the market, and some of these items are, fall, winter stuff. So we're feeling that now is the time to, get them on the market and hopefully get some benefit out of it. So. Anything else? Thank you.
Okay. Item number 3, resolution calling for public hearing regarding the sewer extension on Pierce Road. I believe we've got, Eleni discussed with the folks there, we've got the information to be able to call a public hearing for that sewer district extension. Regarding water billing, the resolution and items 4 and 5, resolution authorizing the second quarter corporate utility warrant, as well as authorizing the first quarter corporate utility billing reconciliations. Item 6 is the skid steer purchase for use in the water and sewer crews with all the water main repairs, equipment, paving, and the need for the brush hogging of the easements off road. Item 7 is the sewer district, Balltown South sewer pump station, and the emergency pump are required to replace the existing 23-year-old pump that has failed. Item 8 is the tentative resolution for the forklift purchase down at the wastewater plant used to haul the material that's pulled out of the channels and hauling the garbage there. And item 9 is the wastewater treatment plant ultraviolet disinfection system other required repairs to keep that equipment operating in proper order. We had some violations last month as a result of the equipment not operating properly, and so we've identified some repairs that are needed to that equipment, and this is to make those repairs. And that's the items on the water and sewer. Any questions on those?
I just want to say thank you for the item number 9, being a good steward of our river. It's very important that we are using proper disinfecting systems and at the wastewater treatment plant so that, we're properly treating the water and we're not having any infractions and we're being a good steward of our river. All right, moving on to community programs.
Hello. Number 10 is a resolution hiring fall soccer staff and referees. This is our yearly resolution for referees, but we also need to hire a couple staff. 2 of the gentlemen who have worked for us for years have decided to retire and leaving Julie by herself. So we're hoping to get a couple rec leaders who can step in and fill their shoes, which will not be an easy task, but I'm sure we could find some wonderful people. Number 11 is a resolution authorizing the purchase of a van or bus for the town senior center. We are currently in the middle of a midi bid, and we should know by the end of this week if we were able to find a bus. So fingers crossed that this will go through this month. We're thrilled. It's been a lot of work for a lot of people. And I have 2 items, very small, from the floor, one of which is an amendment of one of my resolutions from the month before. I made a typographical error on the amount per participant. I said 30 and it should have been 60. We still take in the money for the registrations, so it's still covered, but it was just a mistake on my part. So I'm going to correct that. And the second one is, I was just informed yesterday that one of our pool managers has been accepted into internship a month early. So she has to scoot out a little bit early. One of our old managers from last year said he would step in for the last couple weeks of the pool and help with the closing. So I'd like to put him on a resolution as well, because he's been amazing and he said he'd step in and help.
Is that a normal process or do we need to open it up?
And, no, last year it happened quite often.
Okay.
No, it is a normal process, and he's just coming and filling in the gaps. He knows everything down to the chlorine and anything a manager would need to do.
So this was a previous town employee?
He was, and he worked for us for many years. He was a lifeguard and worked his way up the ranks to assistant manager.
Just coming back, but we have to have a resolution and hire him.
Right. I understand that. I just want to make sure that we're following proper hiring practices and opening it up and making sure
Absolutely. I mean,
that it's
it'd be
fair.
a little tight to run and try to hire someone new and teach them.
Mhm.
Zoe said they could go with 3 managers if they had to, if this wasn't going to work. But she'd prefer not to have to work so many hours to cover.
Understood.
Does anybody have any questions?
It's only for a couple weeks.
It's
right?
only for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he, as I said, he's started as a lifeguard. He was a swimmer and worked his way up, and he's hands down amazing.
He's coming back at the same pay rate as the manager's leaving.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions?
There was 2 resolutions that were added after the final agenda that went out. I can speak to them since they're kind of my items.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, sorry.
One is a resolution extending a license agreement with Niskuna Youth Football. Jason and I met with them, so we should be prepared to move forward with that.
Excellent.
And then a tentative resolution regarding license agreement with Niskuna Soccer Club that would also just be through the end of this year. And then the standard license agreement that the board's already passed and voted for next year.
Excellent. With a schedule as well for both?
Yeah, the agreement that they already have as far as football is going to just be extended to the end of the year.
Got it.
Because I think it expired March.
Okay.
maybe. Niskuna Soccer, that one's still the terms and
Got it.
Although
They were-
since they never really had a fall
No, right.
agreement, this would essentially be just to get us through fall.
Okay.
And then they join the standard license agreement.
Perfect.
They were reminded to provide schedules, though.
Wonderful. Yeah. Because I did have a club reach out to me asking to rent Field 1. So I just need to know it's available, but we can deal with that later in the week. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to Economic Development, Historic Preservation, Environmental Conservation Committee.
Number 14 is a resolution accepting volunteer services by James McKinney. He's an architect that lives in the town of Niskayuna, and he's been helping survey Lions Park train station to see what needs to be done to fix it and test it and make sure that all the historic bricks and things are matched. And we talk a lot about shovel-ready projects. He's literally going to combine all those documents into something that will be a very shovel-ready project for rehabbing the Niskayuna Lions Park train station. And then he's also helping us with the, I call it the Grange, but it's not actually it's the Rosendale Elementary School or something like that on Rosendale Road there. It was a Grange, but before that it was a school. So he's also going to help us with that one. And his documents are online that he's already worked on. They're phenomenal. If you need stuff from us, it's very minimal.
Yeah, we are lucky to have him.
Yeah.
I reviewed his documents and I was walking with someone who lives in Colony. I said, meet me at Lions Park. We're going to walk the trail. And she stopped at the train station and she said, what is that? That is so cute. Like, what is that building? And I said, oh, that's our train station. And it's has really like historical significance. And it's a gem in that park. I mean, there's pictures of it all over town hall. So
Yeah, it's on the National Historic Register.
exactly.
Yeah, so it's really, really cool.
Mr. McKinney's done thousands, if not tens of thousands of architectural volunteer work. We're very, very fortunate to have him because I don't know if we could do something like this without him.
It would
So,
be very, very expensive.
yeah,
Yes.
we've really been blessed to have him.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. McKinney.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Number 15 is a resolution accepting a 5,000 NYSERDA grant award. We launched the Solarize Niskayuna campaign and we got our 10 signups within like a day. And I think we're up to like 50. So we were able to get that grant. I think we were the very last one in. And the only reason we got it is because Niskayuna people are very incredible about supporting clean energy things. They just sign up very quickly. So thanks really to all of them for doing that. It wasn't that much work on our part. And then number 16 is a resolution regarding phase 1 of the natural resources inventory. That's a subcommittee in the CAC that has been sort of working away on a natural resources inventory, which is part of becoming Climate Smart certified. It's also very useful for a comp plan, and it's a really good way to inventory both public and private natural lands so that we can prioritize where conservation monies can best be spent. So that's phase 1. It's, I think, 4 properties mainly that were surveyed by the Natural Resources Committee. Number 17 is a resolution appointing members to the Historic Preservation Committee. We recently adopted the Historic Preservation Code, which allows for us to have a little leverage to make sure that if we can convince people to, keep historic properties and preserve them rather than demolish them. But it requires a Historic Preservation Committee, so it's a small committee that will refer, just small things to. And I think we have at least, and if not all, we have a good number of names for the committee, so that'll be good. 18 is a resolution appointing alternate members to the Zoning Board of Appeals. We received, I think, I'm very excited, an architect that wants to be on the Zoning Board of Appeals, so that's great. It's a good skill set to have on that board. And then the last one is a resolution appointing a student worker in the planning department. I got another good student worker. I might be able to get them to come for a couple hours after school during the fall because they scan a lot. So it's not great 8-hour work, but it's very nice, to come in a chunk like an hour or 2 after school. Then it doesn't get too boring. So if you guys are okay, I would like to put him in there. He's totally within my budget. Ragdev Raj, he's amazing so far. And he'll work with Zachary.
Any questions or comments for Laura? Okay, thank you. Police and Public Safety Committee.
Good evening, everyone. Number 20 is a resolution accepting the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee grants for child passenger safety and traffic services. The CPS, the Child Passenger Safety Grant for this year was awarded at $1,800, and the Traffic Services Grant was $12,460. Can't thank GTSC enough for continuing to support our community with these endeavors. These grant monies put from the traffic services side more police officers on overtime hours with directed patrols towards the identified needs of our community regarding traffic safety concerns. And from the CPS side of things, it enables our child safety seat technicians to do a number of things, including this year into September, have a car seat check event and also send our technicians to conferences to continue their certifications. I don't know if anybody has any questions about that. This is just annual grants that we accept. And then just one quick one from the floor. We also need a resolution to accept NCAP grant monies. The number is $1,319.36. This was money that funded DWI checks and also youth alcohol patrols from our officers. That's all I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And then we have the Finance and General Government Committee.
Okay, we have a resolution authorizing the sale of the surplus telephone and electronics equipment, a resolution authorizing the budgetary modifications, a resolution to call for a public hearing regarding the dissolution of lighting districts, a resolution approving updates to the employee handbook. We will not need number 25 this month. Number 26 is a resolution to permanently appoint a principal account clerk. 27 will be the resolution appropriating fund balance. And finally, 28 is the resolution authorizing the purchase of the cloud storage that was discussed. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, I'm motion to move into executive session pursuant to Public Officers Law, Section 105, subsection F, to discuss the medical and employment history of a particular person or persons. At the close of the executive session, we will not take up any additional town business. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.